I just want to start by saying a big thank you to everyone who commented on last week's video, my 1000 subscribers video. A lot of people got in touch to say congratulations and just to say nice things about the channel and the content. So a big thank you to all the people who took the trouble to do that. Well, it's December, so it's time to dust off our copies of Elvis's Christmas album. But in this video, I'm not going to be talking about LPs. I'm going to be showing you all of the Japanese releases of the first Christmas album. It's been released 4 times so far in Japan, and I've got all 4 of them here. And I'm going to be doing 2 things in this video. I'm also going to be talking about something called a weekly jacket. And I'm not talking about a garment that doesn't require washing. But anyway, let's get on with the CDs first of all. The first Elvis Christmas album to come out on CD in Japan was way back in 1986, and it was this one here. This one actually has the new artwork, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. The back cover is also slightly different to the original album because it has the song titles on the front there. So that one came out in 86. It was reissued in 1990. And it still had the new artwork on the front cover there with this custom obi design. The Wonderful World of Christmas CD was also reissued with that same obi design. The back cover again had the song titles on there in English, and then it came out as part of the mini LP CD series in 2000. This was a remaster. This one actually has the original artwork, the same as the 1957 American LP, and the back is also the same as the original LP too, as is the inside, which I'll just quickly show you. There's a beautifully designed gatefold cover, very high quality stuff. It's got all the pictures. I won't go through every one of them, but you know what they look like. And at the back there, it also has the inside back cover. It uses the original 50s record artwork, not re-releases. So that was from 2000. That CD was reissued in 2005, and the way to tell the difference is if you get an original, if you're lucky, it'll have the original wrapper with the red sticker on it, whereas the 2005 reissue had a white sticker on shrink wrap. Otherwise, everything else is exactly the same, right down to the matrix numbers on the discs. And the last one came out in 2017, and this one also has the original artwork on the front and on the back. All these CDs have 12 songs. There are no bonus songs on any of them. This little red or orange strip down here, that tells you that it's the 2000 remaster. So the music on here has the same mastering as the mini LP CD version. It's quite interesting to look at the prices on these releases to see how, in general, prices of CDs have come down over the years. So the first one here was priced at 3,200 yen back in 86. The reissue from 1990 was a much cheaper 1,950 yen. The mini LP, because it's a mini LP CD, was a little bit more expensive at 2,000 yen. And then the most recent one, fairly typical price of a modern reissue CD, was 1,300 yen plus tax. And consumption tax is 10% in Japan, so 1,430 yen. Pretty good deal if you ask me. So the artwork. Let's have a look at the old and new artwork. Compare those. I didn't really notice there was any difference until I watched a video on the King's Court channel maybe a year or 2 ago. He pointed out that there are differences. So the original CD here, that uses the new artwork, and the newer CD uses the old artwork. I'm going to think about this. There are lots of subtle differences between the two, but the one that I use to know immediately which one I'm looking at is this thing on top of the picture of Elvis. I don't know what it's called. Is it a rosette? But anyway, the way I remember it is If it's on the right, then it's the right artwork. In other words, the original artwork. So if you look at this one here with the original artwork, the green decoration is just slightly over to the right side of the picture of Elvis, whereas the new artwork has the green thing in the middle of the picture, just above the picture there. So that's how I remember. Right is right. Little tip for you there. I've done some checking online to try and find out exactly when that new artwork was first introduced. And it seems that it was first used in 1985 on the 50th anniversary LP. And I also did some checking to find out if there are some other more modern releases with the original artwork, apart from the two Japanese CDs we've just looked at. And it seems that the first time the original artwork was reintroduced was actually in Japan in 1992, the LP that I showed a few months back with the black obi. And I've also done some checking for other more modern releases that you can look out for if you want to get one with the original cover art. So for example, the 2016 US box set, the 60 CD set, that one has the original artwork. The 2014 FTD CD, that one also has the original artwork. The Friday Music LPs, they all have the original artwork, as do the Speaker's Corner LPs from 2007 and 2020. So keep a lookout for those if you would rather have the original artwork. Okay, what's a weekly jacket? As I said, a couple of Elvis friends got in touch with me and said, we've seen these weekly jackets on sale on eBay or wherever, and they seem to be selling for a lot of money. What are they? So I told them what they are, and now I'll tell you what they are, so you don't have to spend a lot of money on them either. So let me show you an example first of all, and then we'll look at some more. This is a weekly jacket, as it says here, with a picture of the lovely Anne Margaret on the front there. This is basically a piece of paper, 7" by 7". As you can see, there's a single there right behind it. And on the back there, it has sheet music. The sheet music has nothing to do with the person on the picture. So in this case, the music is for Be My Baby, the classic Ronettes song. And if you like, you could put these sheets into your plastic single cover along with your record. So where did these things come from? Well, if you look at the back of all of these, I'll show you some more in a moment, but if you look on the back of all of them, they're a little bit rough down one side. And that's because they were basically pullouts from a magazine called Hey Bon. And it was a teen magazine, basically. So these are not promo items. If anyone tries to sell you these as promo items, they're not. They're just pullouts from old magazines. So if you want to pay a lot of money for them, you can do, but they're not rare, and they're certainly not promos, and they've got nothing to do with BMG. Not BMG, Victor, sorry. All right, let's have a look at a few others that I've got here, and we'll have a bit of fun. I'll show you the picture. You tell me who these people are, if you know. First one's very easy. Everybody knows who this is. That is, of course, John Lennon's fantasy woman, the lovely Brigitte. Sorry, can't help myself every time I see French words or French names. The next one, this person has an Elvis connection. This is Natalie Wood. Here's another woman I had no idea about. This is Sandra Dee. Funny how people who were so famous a long time ago can just completely disappear from the public consciousness. This is another woman I have no idea about. Her name is Christine Kaufman. Okay, there are a few guys in here as well. This is a very young Richard Chamberlain. He actually recorded Love Me Tender, and it points out in very small Japanese text down here, Dr. Kildare, just so you know who he is. Any idea? He looks French. It's Jean-Paul Belmondo. There he is again. Don't worry, I won't say his name again. Okay, the next one, very famous chap. Sean Connery, 007. The best 007 of all time. Sean Connery again, the best 007 of all time. James Stewart, the best actor of all time. The best Christmas movie of all time. And here's a guy with another Elvis connection. You may recognize the face. This is, of course, Anthony Perkins, star of the famous movie Psycho. He actually recorded the song Moonlight Swim. I think he might have recorded it before Elvis did as well. Okay, the next one, he says reaching down for an LP, is an Elvis one. There we go. Weekly Jacket, Elvis Presley. And it just explains up here that Viva Las Vegas is coming soon following the Fun in Acapulco movie. So that tells you that this probably dates from 1964. And they actually used this photograph on the front cover of the mono version of Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3 in Japan. There it is. If you ever come across a copy of this album with a white label, just a plain white label with black text, it's a counterfeit. I'm not saying don't buy it, I'm just saying be aware that it's not the original. It's certainly not a Japanese promo. And there's another one. He actually does look like he's modeling a jacket on that one. Very cool shot. Okay, last one. Bonus point for anyone who can get this one. No? Come on. You all know who this is. It's Mitsuo Hamada. Of course. You knew all along, didn't you? So that's what a weekly jacket is. It's just a piece of paper that you could pull out from a teen magazine, stick it in your plastic record cover along with your record. They're not promo items. They're not rare. Well, they're quite rare, but they're not worth much. Don't pay too much for them is what I'm saying. Okay, all that's left is for me to say Merry Christmas to everyone, and I'm going to do one more video this week. It won't be on Christmas Day, my normal Sunday. I'm going to go to Tokyo on the 27th, the Tuesday, so I'll probably post something after that. If I get some good stuff, I'll do a video showing you what I found down there. So I hope to be posting my final video of the year on December probably the 28th or 29th, sometime around that time. So thanks once again for watching, and see you next time. Take care. Cheers.